Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Our top story, a Bradenton woman is accused of stealing more than $80,000 from an elderly woman she was supposed to be protecting.
Sheriff's deputies arrested and charged Carrie Stanfield this week with theft after she used the money to pay several bills and more. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from downtown Sarasota with more on this crime and how one attorney says it can be avoided. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Haley, this victim was staying in a Sarasota rehab facility following a leg amputation when she felt compelled to sign over her power of attorney to a woman who ended up stealing from her. Every so often, Sarasota attorney Babette Bach meets an elder client who is alone and in need of someone to look after their finances.
And they sometimes reach for someone to be their power of attorney who they don't know well, or maybe don't particularly trust, but they're a little bit desperate.
That's the choice a 73-year-old Sarasota woman made as she underwent a medical procedure, granting this woman, her deceased son's girlfriend, power of attorney to look after his $96,000 life insurance settlement. But after a year, something was wrong.
The victim contacted law enforcement to let us know that she was missing a massive amount of money.
36-year-old Carrie Stanfield spent over $82,000 paying her bills and purchasing furniture and appliances, some of which can be found in front of her Bradenton home. Stanfield refused to answer her door Friday, but several neighbors told us about all the recent deliveries there.
They got rid of all their furniture, like couches. They got a big TV, and they got mattresses and everything.
Bach says more people need to be aware that power of attorney doesn't mean a second bank account.
I don't think it's any different than taking your car into a car dealer to be repaired and then they steal your car.
She says asking for court-supervised voluntary guardianship is an underutilized but safer alternative.
This is not that expensive of an option to choose, and you can stop it at any point in time. If you get better, you can simply stop a voluntary guardianship as long as you have capacity.
Now, the neighbors we spoke with were surprised to hear about Stanfield's crimes. They say she's been caring for this victim even before her boyfriend, the victim's son, had passed away. Even two of the items were bought on behalf of that victim, an electric scooter and some e-cigarettes. Live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Haley, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you. Drivers beware. County crews are investigating a water-filled hole on a Sarasota street. That hole forming near the sidewalk along Marcotte Circle. That's off Wilkinson Road near Cattleman Road. Crews are on the scene working to determine the cause of it and if it has damaged anything underneath the ground.
We're trying to diagnose whether utility lines may have been impacted to open up a hole in the road here. And we have some crews coming out to help diagnose, as well as what's going on in our offices to see about the data that might support that.
He adds these type of voids are not common here. No homes are believed to be in any danger. One Bradenton man, go ahead, Kaylee.
A Bradenton man is recovering tonight after he was caught in an apparent home invasion. The victim, whose home is located in the Southern Pines Mobile Home Park in Bradenton, located on 301 Boulevard East, says he was first alerted when his dog started barking. He opened his front door to find four men who forced their way in, at least one armed with a handgun. The suspects ransacked the home and took an undisclosed amount of cash, prescription pills, and some other items. The victim says he was struck in the head, but the injuries were minor and he was not transported to a hospital. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, or you can call Crime Stoppers. That's the number listed on your screen there, 866-634-TIPS.
Federal wildlife officials are reviewing the endangered status of the Florida panther and may possibly move it to the threatened list. The official review is part of a routine classification check conducted every 5 years. Right now, Florida's panther population is estimated to be around 200 animals. Bill Samuels heads the Florida Panther Project, a local organization specializing in panther education. He says a delisting would be disastrous for the panther due to the record number of deaths just last year. He also says the government wants to hear from Florida residents.
This is the chance for people to speak up. This is their chance to say why they believe or don't believe that the panther should be delisted.
The comment period on the endangered species status of the Florida panther will end August 29th. You can send those comments to David Schindel at fws.gov.
And now for a check on our forecast. We're actually doing pretty well, not seeing too many dark clouds that we've been seeing the past couple of nights, Steve.
No, Haley, but we paid for it this morning, and those heavy thunderstorms that came over the area, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock this morning, stabilized the atmosphere. So ever since, we haven't really had any storms, just some high clouds moving up. We do have, if you can look at these storms forming in northern Manatee County, southern Hillsborough County. Those are producing a lot of lightning out around Duet, Myakka Head, Myakka City, and even some more between Parrish and Duet at this hour, but a lot of heavy stuff in the central part of Florida as well. Across the Sun Coast, we have to watch out for this outflow boundary that's coming out from those storms that could trigger additional thunderstorms this evening. And our high-resolution futurecast, I'm going to step out of the way because offshore we could have some more storms forming in the overnight hours and moving ashore. That's kind of, this model actually nailed the storms we had this morning, so I'm tending to believe that that's going to happen. Our temperature forecast through the overnight hours takes us down to the upper 70s toward dawn, and the chance of rain 40–50% pretty much through the evening. I have a complete weather forecast, and we have a really quiet tropical weather pattern to talk about too. Haley, Scott.
All right, Steve, thank you. Tonight, upheaval at the White House, the president hiring a new head of his communications team, and then hours later, Press Secretary Sean Spicer resigns. This as the White House continues to defend itself against allegations of ties with Russia. ABC's Megan Hughes has the latest.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer tendering his resignation to the president, tweeting he'll continue through August. This hours after President Trump picks Anthony Scaramucci to lead his communications team.
I think there's been at times a disconnect between the way we see the president and how much we love the president and the way some of you perhaps see the president.
Scaramucci wasting no time stepping to the podium and wishing Spicer well.
I hope he goes on to make a tremendous amount of money.
Also making personnel announcements.
Sarah's going to be the press secretary, right?
Scaramucci is a Wall Street veteran and Trump donor with no communications experience aside from being a regular Trump defender on TV. Spicer had a feisty relationship with the press from day one of his 6-month tenure.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period.
And he was skewered on Saturday Night Live. The White House seeking new people and strategies to push back against the ongoing controversies involving the Trump campaign and Russia. According to media reports, the president's legal team is taking a new tack, investigating the investigators. They're trying to dig up conflicts of interest within Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller's team. White House aide Kellyanne Conway says many are Democratic donors, telling Fox and Friends,
"It's relevant that people know what the motivations are."
The White House also responding to reports that the legal team is reviewing the president's pardoning powers.
The president maintains pardon powers like any president would, but there are no announcements or planned announcements on that front whatsoever.
President Trump releasing a statement wishing Sean Spicer continued success, also pointing to his great TV ratings. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
2 local store clerks are in trouble tonight after they were caught selling alcohol to underage customers. During an undercover operation, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office visited 28 stores throughout Sarasota County, and 2 stores were found to be in violation of selling alcohol to a person under 21. The Mobile and 7-Eleven gas station located on Clark Road was found to be in that violation, as well as another 7-Eleven on Clark. Both were cited. A dog is turned into Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies. Emaciated and malnourished. Initially, it was reported as a stray.
But investigators soon realized that was not the case, and its owner is now behind bars. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from Sarasota County Sheriff's Animal Services Shelter with more on the story tonight. Jess?
Good evening, Haley and Scott. A lot has changed for the 4-year-old pit bull mix named Adria since she was brought here to the Sarasota County Animal Services Shelter. She's now happier, she's healthier, and goes by the name Hope, a name given to her by the deputies because of the hope they have for a better life for her in the future rather than the one she's gone through in the past. 2 weeks ago, Adria, a pit bull mix, was all but skin and bones. Now, after a little love, a lot of food, and a new name, Hope is a few pounds heavier and well on her way to recovery.
Obviously, the dog had not been getting the nourishment it needed.
Deputies say the dog's 21-year-old owner, Brittany Osborne, is to blame. She faces felony charges of animal cruelty and confinement of animals without food or water.
You hate that these cases kind of top each other, but In this case, I mean, this one topped what I've seen thus far as a dog has gone.
Hope was brought to the Sarasota Sheriff's Office as a reported stray. After some digging, investigators realized that wasn't the case. The woman who claimed to have found Hope was actually Osborne's friend. When questioned, the woman confessed to getting the dog from Osborne, claiming she was helping her get rid of it because it was thin and needed help.
I am a witness of her feeding, bringing food, walking that dog.
Osborne's neighbor and friend claims that she would never intentionally abuse the dog.
But I do know the dog's in the backyard, so he goes outside. I said they don't have a fence, so it's a long chain. It's not like it's chained up, but it's in the backyard outside, then it's inside, then I see her walking at night.
She says she watched Osborne carry bags of dog food into the home.
If I would have thought at all that that animal was being abused, I would have said something.
There's resources out there, and I say this repeatedly. Contact us, contact any other of the rescues in the county, and they will help you with your needs, with your pet, and get that pet to the right place to make sure it is able to lead a healthy life.
Deputies say Hope is doing very well. They say she's eating 3 times a day and that she's very friendly. Now, she's not quite ready for adoption yet, but they say she will be soon. If you're interested in being her forever home, you can, of course, contact the Sarasota County Animal Services Shelter. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Daldrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Brighter days ahead for that dog. Thank you so much, Jess. A rocking sensation is sweeping the Suncoast. Some families are painting rocks and then leaving them in random places for other people to find. Some have inspirational quotes, others are just works of art. Each one, though, has a clear objective: bring a smile to the face of the person who finds it.
The other day when we were at Subway, I hit a rock outside, and there was a lady out there. She was about 95, and she found the rock, and she had a big smile on her face when she walked out.
Well, the idea is simple. Just paint a rock and then hide it. If you find a rock, you're encouraged to take a picture of it and then hide it somewhere else. This is a really cool thing. It's happening, I guess, around the country. And this one in Venice already has a Facebook page.
Wow.
More than 1,000 members. And
I say don't hide it too, put it a little bit more in plain sight so that people know it's there, and it'll bring a smile to their face.
Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, with O.J. Simpson's release granted, what comes next for the infamous former NFL player?
And ABC 7 meteorologist Steve Newman will be back with your full weather forecast for the weekend. And with the summer heat sweltering, does iced coffee have any different health benefits than hot coffee? We'll find out in Health Smart.
Just go do it. Go do it. If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's at FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
2 decades after his infamous double murder trial, O.J. Simpson is in the spotlight once again.
The former football star will soon be a free man, and many believe he will eventually make his home in the Tampa area. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more.
O.J. Simpson's family visiting him in prison a day after what's been dubbed the parole hearing of the century.
I do vote to grant parole.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That unanimous decision made by the parole board 9 years into Simpson's 33-year maximum sentence for a 2007 robbery in this Las Vegas casino. Simpson apologizing and testifying that he poses no threat.
Basically, it's been a conflict-free life. You know, I'm not a guy that ever got into fights on the street.
Conflict-free? Hardly. He's lived a life of violence. His propensity is to be back in trouble. It's just a matter of time.
As a safety precaution, the 70-year-old NFL Hall of Famer now being held away from the general population in this Nevada prison.
To make a name for themselves, they may think of doing something, acting out against inmate Simpson. We just can't have that.
As plans are made for his release, which could happen as soon as October 1st. Simpson will continue collecting an estimated $25,000 a month from his NFL pension and says he plans to move back to Florida.
I think he's going to come to the Tampa area. A lot of his friends are in Tampa. I'm in Tampa. His kids are here.
Friend Tom Scotto on GMA raising some eyebrows about what else Simpson hopes to do once he's free.
We're going to do a road trip. He wants to visit all the people that died while he's in prison, pay his respects. He wants to visit his daughter's grave. He wants to visit Nicole's grave.
Once released, Simpson will be subject to drug and alcohol tests as well as random searches. Any parole violations would land him back behind bars here in Nevada. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Reno.
All right, check on our weather now. Did you hear the thunder early this morning?
I heard, yes, I did. I was
a little early for you.
Yeah.
It was there. It woke me up.
Yep.
And we may have some more of that overnight tonight, so I hope you can sleep tightly because the forecast model shows it coming in about 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Okay. Now, look out over the Gulf of Mexico. This is after the storms, and you can see some building out there, those cumulus clouds building and dying. The air really stabilized over the Suncoast after those storms, and we haven't seen any develop, but we are looking right now at a potential outflow boundary moving over us, creating some within the next couple, 3 hours. We'll watch that for you. 87 at the airport right now, our dew point 74 degrees, humidity 65%. Across the state, temperatures cooled off a little from some of the storms in the interior, even Miami only down to 79. They had a lot of storms down there as well. And across the Suncoast, temperatures in the upper 80s at the beaches because of the rain cooling. Wauchula only 78, Sebring 79. Let's factor in the humidity. This is what it feels like outside. 95 in Sarasota, 98 in Bradenton, even out on Longboat Key, 98 in Siesta. A sizzling 99 feel-like temperature, even with that water all around, which is about 89 degrees in itself. Well, that's why Miami cooled off, those storms that passed over there, and you see the outflow boundary heading toward the Bahamas. And across the Suncoast, the particularly strong storms the last hour or two up around Parrish and Duet, Mayaca City, Mayaca Head, they're beginning to diminish, but they're sending out that outflow boundary that trigger our storms. Boy, is it getting hot in the Midwest. This current temperature is 103 at Wichita, 101 in Oklahoma City, probably 100 by now in Dallas. It's only going to cool off to about 80 tonight, and tomorrow that heat returns, 104 right on through Oklahoma City, Wichita, 103 at Kansas City, even St. Louis, 102. That is dangerous heat that looks like it's not going to ease. Even up the Atlantic coast tomorrow, temperatures in the 90s. New York City will probably have a high of around 91 tomorrow. And it's all part of this high pressure that blankets the southern states. We have a little trough of low pressure that's producing some showers out over the Gulf we'll look at in a minute. But the focus right now is in the upper Mississippi Valley, and has been all week, where they've had a series of storms roll over them. And because of that, the National Weather Service thinks the ground is moist enough and these storms strong enough that can produce flash flooding. So there's flash flood watches in effect across a wide area. And we also have a severe thunderstorm watcher, 3 or 4 of them from South Dakota to Brainerd, Minnesota, home of Babe the Blue Ox. And we have some storms passing in that direction right now. Now the tropics. Things have quieted down considerably in the last several days, and they should remain quiet through the end of July. August, there are signs that things could heat up again very sharply, but right now, let's enjoy this tranquil period. We look at the Gulf of Mexico, you can kind of see that trough of low pressure over the Gulf triggering these showers and thunderstorms, and kind of sending a circulation into the Gulf Coast right now. Here's our RPM computer forecast through the night. It shows those storms bunched up along the Atlantic coast, more popping up overnight there, calming down, and then tomorrow another batch coming in for Saturday. If we look at Sunday, we'll also have some storms developing here and there, maybe not quite as great a coverage on Sunday. On the open water tomorrow, we'll have winds from the southeasterly direction in the morning, southwester in the afternoon, 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 feet or less. It's not smooth on the bay anymore because of increased winds. Got a light chop, but it's still pretty good to get out on the bay on a boat and enjoy the cooler temperatures with the heat the way it is. 89, the water and air temperature tomorrow with a UV index of 10, but you still need the sunscreen. Here's my forecast for tonight. Showers and thunderstorms forming later on. Our low temperature of 76 degrees. And here's our 7-day outlook. And the chance of showers and thunderstorms kind of eases up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But this weekend, we could see a lot more of them. Scott Haley.
All right, Steve, thank you. Suncoast Traffic Watch. No major crashes delaying traffic right now in the area. We are seeing some slowdowns, a little bit of congestion along 301 in northbound lanes, just in Manatee County there. But the interstate, look at that, all green on I-75 on this Friday evening. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, there's another health issue associated with heart attack and stroke you may not have thought of. The American Heart Association says 1 in 5 people hospitalized for heart attack or chest pain develop major depression, about 4 times the rate of the general population. 1 in 3 stroke survivors become depressed, along with up to half of those who undergo heart bypass surgery. Heart disease patients who become depressed are twice as likely to die within the following decade as other patients. Cardiologists are encouraged to screen for depression and help patients implement lifestyle changes that may improve mental health. In this summer heat, iced coffee sounds much more refreshing than hot coffee, but does it have all the same health benefits? A professor of epidemiology at Harvard School of Public Health says yes. Adding ice to coffee probably does not change the bioactive compounds that give hot coffee its healthy reputation. And one specific type of cold coffee, cold brew, has a health advantage over a hot cup of coffee that's simply been poured over ice or stored in the fridge. It is made by steeping coffee grounds in cold water, and it is less acidic than regular coffee. That means it may be easier on the digestive system, particularly for people who struggle with heartburn or a sensitive stomach. Following a Mediterranean diet may lower your risk of dementia. New research being presented at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference in London this week found healthy older adults who followed the Mediterranean or similar MIND diet lowered their risk of dementia by 1/3. The more closely people in the study followed the diet, the better their cognitive function. With the Mediterranean diet, the majority of each meal is focused on fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans and seeds with a few nuts and a heavy emphasis on extra virgin olive oil. It is low in refined sugar and meat is eaten only in small quantities, but fish is a staple. Coming up, Greece deals with the aftermath of a fatal earthquake that rocked the country, and the death toll has included some tourists. The investigation into a plane crash in the Florida Everglades will have the latest on that.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Hundreds of people are injured. 2 people died during a pre-dawn earthquake in Greece and Turkey. The countries are now working to clean up following the powerful 6.5 magnitude quake. It caused buildings to crumble and injured more than 500 people, killing at least 2 Swedish tourists on that Greek island. Several 100,000 vacationers and locals in the 2 countries were kept awake by dozens of aftershocks that followed the main quake, with many having to sleep outdoors. An investigation is underway after the pilot of a small plane trying to land on a road ends up skidding into a levee in the Florida Everglades. Flight instructor and her 18-year-old student were just 6 miles northwest of the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport last night when the plane lost power. It flipped over after skidding into the marshy ground. Neither person was hurt, and the FAA is now investigating.
Here's a heads up to any senior citizens who may be looking to visit national parks in the future. Senior lifetime passes for the National Park Service will be going from $10 to $80 by the end of August. That's the bad news. It's a 700% price increase. The good news is the additional funds will be used for park maintenance and facility improvements, so hopefully it will be nicer when you do visit. And if you don't want to pay the full $80 at once, you can buy an annual pass for $20 a year, and after 4 years it becomes a lifetime pass. More than 160 white bearded men are gathering in Key West for the 37th annual Papa Hemingway Lookalike Contest. The competition is a highlight of Key West's annual Hemingway Days Festival, honoring the writing talent who made the area home during the 1930s. The judging panel is made of former Hemingway winners. Today begins the judging. The 2017 winner will be chosen during the Saturday night finals. Only in Key West would you have something like this. It's a tradition, though.
And they all look just like him a little bit, don't they?
They do. It's really hard to choose.
Yeah.
I don't know how they narrow it down. But good luck to whoever is competing. Still to come on your Suncoast News, Sarasota police are cracking down on unlicensed contractors in the area.
How you can protect yourself and your health from unlawfully practicing medical staff.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers or save big on a new sleek and stylish Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Drive off today for your next great adventure in a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.